Now we have another system or another method of sewage disposal, which we call water carriage system. Now this is the most effective, the most efficient and hygienic method of sewage disposal. This method is used in the urban areas of most developed countries. This is the system most of us make use of in our houses. And in this system, what happens is feces and urine are deposited in a water closet. We all have water closets at home and we know how this works. So the feces and the urine are passed into a water closet and flushed with clean water. So the feces and the urine that is passed is flushed with clean water. Then after this waste that is passed into the water closet is then conveyed either to a septic tank or to sewers, depending on the system that is being employed in the place where the water carriage system is found. So after the waste has been passed into the water closet, this sewage or the waste gotten from it is drained or conveyed to either a septic tank or the sewers. So I want to talk about making use of a septic tank or sewers to dispose the waste gotten from the water carriage system. Now we all know in the water carriage system, inside the water closet, we know there's always water in it. So this water is used for washing away the waste that remains in the water closet. And the water, we notice that the water doesn't go with the rest of the water that is flushed because it is trapped by a U-shaped bend in the pipe. So there's a U-shaped bend that prevents the water from just draining out. Then this allows the water to stay and prevents smell from entering the house. This prevents smell from entering the house. That's why this system is used in more developed areas and urban areas, because it is more hygienic and it brings less odor and less problems like the other systems. So that is that for the water carriage system. In suburban and rural areas, like Nigeria basically, the waste from water closets is emptied into a septic tank. So we mentioned the two ways the waste from the water closet is emptied, either to the septic tank or to sewers. So in suburban and rural areas, the sewage that is gotten from water closet is emptied into a septic tank. This method is useful for disposing sewage from either a single house or just a few houses. It can be used for maybe hundreds of houses. So this method is suitable for only single houses or just a few houses. Now, a septic tank is a large airtight hole in the ground that is lined with concrete and bricks, and it has an inlet pipe that allows the incoming sewage inside and an outlet pipe for the treatment of effluent, or the treated effluent rather, to leave the septic tank. So there's a pipe for the sewage that is coming in, and there's an outlet pipe for the effluent that has been treated, the sewage that has been treated. So it has a removable cover and it has air vents also for gases to escape. Now, sewage that is entering into the septic tank is decomposed anaerobically by bacteria. So that's how that sewage is decomposed. So the sewage comes in from the water closet through the inlet pipe. Then there's an outlet pipe for the treated sewage or the effluent that is created. Then there are some spaces or holes or vents for gases to pass through. And it also has a removable cover. And the sewage that comes in here is decomposed by bacteria anaerobically. So basically what happens is suspended solids in the septic tank are moved in this way. The denser materials sink to the bottom. That means the heavier materials sink to the bottom of the tank to form what we call sludge. And the lighter solids float at the surface to form scum. So the decay continues in both the sludge and the scum. the decay by the anaerobic bacteria. Then the liquid layer in between the sludge and the scum passes out through the outlet pipe and into the surrounding soil, or sometimes into another pit, a seepage pit. So that's the way the sewage in the septic tank is decomposed. The denser materials sink to the bottom to form sludge. The lighter materials settle at the top to form what we call scum. Then the liquid layer in between is passed out through the outlet pipe into the surrounding soil or into a seepage pit. Now, inside this seepage pit, we have bacteria, both aerobic and anaerobic, that bring about further decomposition and makes the effluent harmless, the sewage that is in it harmless, the liquid. It breaks it down and makes it harmless. So while the sludge, the solid that is formed inside the septic tank, has to be removed periodically, usually every 3 years. So that's the way the septic tank works in disposal of sewage from a water carriage system. Now, we've mentioned the septic tanks in the disposal of sewage from water carriage system. So also we make use of sewers and sewage works to dispose sewage from water carriage system. In some places, we have sewers, which are large underground pipes that empty their contents directly into the sea, where decomposers can break them down and into organic harmless products. So sewers empty their contents directly into the sea, so that decomposers can break down the waste into harmless products. Now, this disposal into the sea can work as long as the nutrient cycles, the natural nutrient cycles, can handle the amount of waste that is being dumped into the sea. If not, we are bringing about pollution by dumping this waste into the sea. So we have to make sure the nutrient cycle can handle the amount of waste that is being dumped into the sea, and it doesn't bring about pollution of the sea or of the water. But instead of this, in many countries, the sewers lead directly into a central sewage system. So what happens here is that the sewage is first screened to remove large debris, the larger portions or chunks of the sewage are removed. Then chemicals are added to the sewage to coagulate the sewage, and this makes it to settle down, and it is digested by anaerobic bacteria. So the sewage is passed into a central system, and the sewage that comes in here is screened. Then the large debris is removed. Then some chemicals are added to coagulate this sewage. Then the raw sewage settles down and is digested by anaerobic bacteria. So that's how this works. So after many stages of treatment, the sewage that comes to this the central sewage works, is treated severally with many stages. Then this original sewage that came in is now changed into a harmless liquid that is drained into ponds or lakes or into the sea. And also there's a solid form which we call the sludge, and that can be used as a fertilizer. So the original sewage that is gotten from the water carriage system, when it gets to the central sewage works, is changed to two things: the harmless liquid form, which is drained into the ponds or into the water, the sea, the lakes or whatever. Then the sludge, which is the solid form of the sewage, is the second part, and that can be used as a fertilizer. So with that, we've come to the end of today's video on sewage disposal. So in our next video, we'll continue talking about public health, and we'll be talking about the protection of water supply and provision of clean water. See you in our next video.